What you gonna do, brother, when the nine hells run wild on you?
Welcome to the Vale, a rare bastion of civilization in a world recuperating after a terrible, centuries-long war. Though the battles ended 200 years ago, the land still recovers from this period of tumultuous strife and slavery. Join now the defenders of the Vale as they navigate a world riddled with opportunity and tragedy, all the while seeking glory, gold, and adventure.
So to rehash, all right, you guys had a bit of downtime while stuff was figured out. You guys had some fish in the water trying to find out more information, but you had a few clues as to what you wanted to do. I have been very intentionally not dictating what you guys do next. I've been kind of a jerk about it and refused to set up a direction for you to go. There's a lot of stuff out there that you guys can take care of. You guys just have to figure out as a group what you want to do and head that direction. You might try talking about some of that in character and figuring out what your characters think the big priorities are.
I thought we were pretty set on going to the mountains to find the cult. I remember the mountains. I remember something about the mountains.
Yeah, I remember a few sessions back being up in the mountains, or talking about going that way at least.
Yeah, because the cultist base is supposed to be inside the mountains.
Well, Rin will order a round of beer and food and sit down at a table. The round is for everyone. And I'll just sit down and invite my friends to come and join me in order to devise a plan. So why don't you guys just join me and let's talk about our next let's say adventure or plan. Where you want to go, what information we have, can we recapitulate what's happening and see if there is different possibilities for us.
Okay, everybody, I don't mean to startle you, but we need to bring our weapons out. Somebody stole Ren. He's buying us alcohol.
Really? That is what you're going with right now?
You
I was
haven't
going to be quite generous.
you haven't done it before.
I can say I can't remember. I don't remember. I can say I remember that, but just take the opportunity, sit down, talk to the group, and relax. Enjoy it while it lasts. Actually,
I have good stomach, so if you're trying to poison me, then I'll kick your butt.
oh, don't
And I
worry.
sit there and drink.
Don't worry. This is you wouldn't be my first choice for poisoning. I'd probably go with Scandal before, but hey, we need him so.
Hey, I earned number one poisoning. You can't take that away from me, you schmuck.
What's happening?
If you're gonna poison anybody, it's gonna be your old pal Breck.
Well, I didn't want you to get jealous, but if you want me to try, I'd be glad to, maybe make you this favor. And Rin just looked at him, all dazzled and confused.
Gry will come in and go, so guys, what are you going to do about the cult?
Kill him.
Yes, that sounds like fair options, but maybe bring them to justice first. See if we can get out some more information about their plan, and maybe, I don't know, maybe they have information on other cult or other, I don't know what's the word you use in common for that, but it would be maybe different groups of cult that work in the same line as theirs.
Now, if you'd really like to ask them so many questions, we could go ourselves in person. I'm sure Onyx would prefer that more direct path.
Well, if it was up to Onyx all the time, I guess we would just be going in every place is gun blazing. Well, in its case, halberd blazing. If that makes any sense in common.
It does, and yes.
Well, Onyx, that's not always the way to go. There's plenty of other things we can do before just getting everything on our path. Anyway, how about we recapitulate the situation and see what we can do about it.
So we go kill a lot of cultists, leave one alive to talk to see what his plans are, so we kill him. But hey, if we accidentally kill him, we could have Gry make him a zombie, and then we could ask him questions then.
Can we do
I
that?
could make him a zombie too.
Oh dear gods, you're all doing it now.
Well, that's kind of creepy. I thought we only had one Nicrodoodle, not two. One is more than enough for my taste.
I suppose the spirit of recycling is quite infectious.
So, what do you guys want to do about it? You want to just pack up and leave and reach for the mountains and see what we do when we get there? Or you want to try to discuss the situation a little bit more?
Well, are we still waiting on, our feelers to report back with information?
I'm not sure. I don't know, man. She saw it earlier, but not so certain. She's up for this adventure. She had some sort of food poisoning of some sort.
I see. I mean, if we had some sort of definitive lead, if we don't, then I guess let's go to the mountains.
What does Fenilius think about all this?
He doesn't think anything about it, really.
So, as far as I can fill the room, I guess it just pack up and leave and improvise on the way.
Well, if there's not that much... I mean, if we've got all the information we can already gather, I have to say, I think perhaps the cult is a problem best dealt with sooner rather than later. I'm not entirely comfortable with the prospect of giving them time to fester.
Too late.
More time to fester, perhaps.
Okay. So does anybody know any trees in a mountain that we can, jump into? Or are there, magic glowy circle things that we could jump into to go to the mountains?
No, Onyx, I think we're going to have to take this one on foot. At least part of the way. Fenilius might know of a portal partway there, but I can't think of any particular trees that stand out to me.
No. I guess we can do it the old-fashioned way.
Well, I don't like a little hike.
I wonder if Dave will let you ride him, Ren.
This sentence has more than one sense, and it doesn't really suit you to make that kind of jokes.
No, Ren, Dave, my friend here, the talking bear.
And just turn around and look at it, and he's just like, well, didn't see you there.
How do you not see a bear standing in the middle of the humble beginnings?
I'm just tired, and my eyes are dry from the allergies, so it gets blurry sometimes.
The bear looks at you very seriously and goes, "What did the teddy bear say to motivate his friend? Nothing's impossible if you set your mind to it."
Still Dave.
Rin just raised an eyebrows, looking at the bear, being all like, what?
So, I guess the question that I can't seem to get you guys to discuss is, what are you going to do about the cult? How are you going to get there? What exactly do you want your plan to be? You guys have circled around a lot, and you've come to the same conclusion. The cult's bad. You should do something about it. But that's as far as you've gotten. There's no meat in the soup.
It sounds to me like we're walking.
Where? To the mountains? To a mountain range? Put it in perspective. If you were to head to the Colorado Rockies, but you don't know what part of the Rockies you want to go to, what are you going to do? He's going to walk up and down the mountains until you find something?
Well, guys, I think maybe I should reach out from one of my contacts. I know a guy that might help us find a way to maybe point us in the right directions, since no one seems to know where we're going or where we should go. Maybe give me, 12 hours. I should be able to come back with some information.
Okay, those herbs are really good that you've been enjoying. You already did that. We're waiting on your people to talk back to you now.
It's true.
Did I?
You're waiting on. You've got a few people out, mainly Matilda. Your most reliable contact in the area, working on finding some information as to the location. So, what other kind of ideas do you guys got?
Had I heard back from my dwarven people about any of that? I don't remember from then, because I had asked them to find out anything that they had to.
That's right. They had some stuff. Give me a percentile dice roll, both you and Joe.
57.
Yeah, Matilda's still gone.
13.
Under the dirts and rocks of the ground east of the Vale is some. They've noticed some more cult activity, a little more kind of in relation to some of the mind flayers. You guys not you guys, but guild activity had wiped out most of the mind flayers, but because of them expanding for mining and stuff, they've run into some activities and they've actually stopped going in certain areas. So they sent out some dwarves to kind of check out what was going on, and the dwarves had kind of reported there's an area where there could be some stuff going down that would be worth investigating.
Hey guys, you guys want to have some fun underground?
Well, that depends. Do we have to bring Matilda?
You seem awfully asphyxiated with making sure she stays near you. That's weird. Nobody else suggested bringing her with you on the adventure. It's almost like you have affection for her.
Well, she is expecting
This is
to bring him information.
This is a side quest for some other time.
So you have that. About the same time, you guys are. This is relatively early in the morning. You guys are chatting about stuff. You guys do hear rather loud commotion outside the inn.
Oh, finally!
And Onyx runs outside.
I'll find a small chair and look out by the window and just to check out what's happening outside.
I want to hop onto a windowsill, because that sounds like something Basil would do. Especially if he's feeling better now. Oh, wait, I need to update my sheet. Right.
Basil would awkwardly stumble. Hey, what's going on, guys?
Oh yeah, now that I'm less dexterous.
So there's a pretty big commotion as a carnival rolls up, or as a carnival has seemed to have rolled up and set itself up outside of the humble beginnings. Right now, it looks like you guys have got a couple of leads, right? You guys know there's some cult activity in the mountains. You know there's some cult activity in the Underdark. You guys have a pretty good idea of where the cult activity is in the Underdark. Your Dwarven guides feel like they could comfortably lead you to an area where you could investigate that. The mountains, you just know that they're kind of in the mountains. You don't have an exact pinpointed location for them yet. I mean, you could probably get lucky, maybe. You guys have some pretty high-level magic users. They could probably pull some bullcrap I'm not ready for to find that stuff and make sure that you're good to go there.
Ooh, the cult came to us. Look at this.
No, not a cult, Onyx. It's a carnival, but this could be useful as well. These people are known to travel all over the lands, and it's quite possible we could get a great deal of useful information.
So, what I've decided to do is I wanted to create an environment where we could chat a bit about the backstory. Maybe, hopefully, I can help poke some thoughts in the right direction. Get you guys thinking about the stuff that I want you to think about, and also have some fun time eating carnival food and playing carnival games. And I don't know, if Ren plays his card right, dating carnival carnies. All right, so big groups of crowds have come in, and it looks like this carnival's been set up for about a day or so. Maybe last night it came in, rolled in. Really quick setup, pretty organized. They're probably pretty practiced at this, as carnies often are. Don't believe me? Ask Ren. And there's barkers. There's people talking about shows. You've got a trapeze act in the big tent. You've got an arena and tent labeled 6. You've got food. You've got games. You've got shops. But leave it up to you. It's completely open. What do you guys want to look at first? What type of carnival stuff do you think would be most interesting?
I want to throw darts at the balloons.
All right. So you guys want to do carnival games first?
Of course, I want to cheat at that game and use my ring of telekinesis to control the dart as it flies through the air.
Cool.
Alex is basically just standing there, like, looking for threats because he don't know fun.
Well, Basil is interested in maybe following up on what Roland was hinting at, and maybe trying to converse with the carnival people and trying to get any information on, places they've been that they might have seen.
And Rin will just he turns to Onyx and he's like, well, here's some coins for you, my big guy. Go get yourself some sugary treats and please don't kill anyone. Just pay the guy, eat your sugar, come back get it. And then he just goes on and find the first agility game, the most hard agility game he can find, and he will try to chat on with the carnies as much as he can.
And then Roland will go with Basil trying to get information.
Okay, so the first thing that's going to happen is Grok and Rin come up to a stall where on the back wall of the stall are a bunch of balloons pinned to a cork board. A copper is a dart, 2 coppers, 3 darts, and 3 coppers, 5 darts. That seems more like along the lines of trying to get you to spend more copper and get more darts. There we go. It's a carnival designed for poor people, so.
Yeah, so I'm gonna pay the to get the both starts. How much was it?
3 coppers for 5 darts. You come up and he goes, "Hey, welcome to the dart board. Any of you think you can knock one of these balloons out? Hit the balloon, win a prize. Hit the cork, get laughed at, and by all of these people here, and be known as somebody who can't quite get the balloon to go pop."
Okay, so I'm
You
gonna
want to challenge me?
I'm gonna throw the dart and use the ring of telekinesis to make it pop a balloon.
Right. So you pay 3 copper. He gives you 5 darts. You throw the first one, and the dart oddly goes exactly straight and not very quick. It hits the balloon, right? Because you're using telekinesis to move it.
Correct.
Then it slowly pushes in and like bends all the way to the court board or the
I
court.
wouldn't do it real slow, but yeah.
But as the dart hits the balloon bends. The dart goes all the way to the cork board. The balloon doesn't pop. The dart touches the board, and then kind of plops down once you realize it's not popping. Oh, that's weird. And he kind of reaches over with the pen and pops the balloon and goes, "Oh, there you go. Here's a prize."
Ren kind of looks at the guy and he's just like, "Really? I know your games are rigged, but you should put some more effort in this. It's too obvious."
Well, I mean, that's coming fun from the guy whose friend uses magic in the game.
So you admit these games are rigged?
I admit that your friend used magic to win the game. Here's a stuffed bear.
I'm gonna take my newly won stuffed bear and go give it to Dave.
I don't have hands, but I like it. I'm gonna name him Dave.
You guys gonna look for any other games? Because I got them.
I got something I want to do.
Okay.
I'm gonna lean on the counter. Well, I guess there's some sort of counter on this game
Sure.
spot. Not sure I can lean on it since I'm trippy. Anyway, so
So you're gonna climb on top of the counter. Got it.
No, I'm not. So since, well, I guess you guys are somehow capitalists and would like to make some money out of your games, and I'm pretty sure that, well, you wouldn't like to lose money if people knew your game were rigged, you know? So maybe we could make some exchange. My silence for informations. How does that sound?
Are you trying to blackmail a carnie? Sir, I have no pride. This is all I do. I watch people throw very sharp darts at very poppable balloons, and I hand out teddy bears.
I'm quite confused right now. Never seen
I can see.
Never seen anyone so, well, without. What's the word you used?
I don't know. I use the word taco a lot.
Yeah, you do. How about a gold coin for your?
Oh, I love gold
Get
coins.
talking. Yeah.
What,
that's what I thought.
what would you like me to talk about? I'll talk about anything for a gold coin. I've never seen a walking turtle before. That kind of threw me for a loop.
Yeah, don't mind that one. Have you got any? Let's see. Have you seen? I pick out something from my bag, which is drawing of the hand. I did once on a door with a chalk and stuff like that. Have you ever seen that symbol somewhere?
Oh, that looks like the cult of the hand. I hear they're horrible people. We did a carnival for them just a couple of weeks ago.
Is the guy lying to my face, or is it something that would actually be possible?
Are you asking to roll a perception check to see if this guy, or an insight check to see if this guy is a liar face hole?
I am asking to roll an insight check to see if this guy is talk shit.
Oh, he's definitely talk shitting. But you should make that insight check to see if he's a liar face hole too. He is kind of telling the truth.
Well, you look like you're kind of telling the truth, but not saying it all. Please.
That's how my mom describes me. Kind of a truth teller.
Well, I'm not here to discuss the issues with your mom, which I'm sure could fill an entire book page or something.
That's good. Go down to the ring toss game and you'll meet her.
I want to murder him. So I guess I'm not gonna get anything out of the likes of you.
Well, you gave me a gold. What do you want to know about him? You just asked me if I've seen him. Your questions aren't very insightful, sir.
Well, can you indicate the place where you did that so-called carnival for them
Yeah,
on a map, for example?
possibly. Depends on the quality of the map.
Just wait here. I'm gonna go get something. And Rin just goes to the guild building and try to fetch the most complicated map he can find.
Perfect. We'll pause you there. Roland, what are you guys doing?
Sure.
Okay, so what area? So we have like a games area and like a food area. I'm trying to think. Where
Up here around 5 is the food area. The dragon turtleborn and the midget. Well, the midget's gone, but they're over here to the left of 7. That's where the first couple of games are at. Over here is kind of a resting area with this pool. It's where you're assuming the housing for the carnies is.
I think that's where we want to go.
Okay. So as you go to walk up, you notice there's not as much traffic over there as there were on the other side, because this is kind of, it's kind of roped off. It's not really welcoming. Like the flow of traffic is very easily followed away from this area and into the places of money spending. As you start to come over here, people start to look at you and go, "Hey, bud, where you? You're looking for somebody? Who can we help you find?"
Oh, hello there, friend. I am Roland. This here is Basil.
Hello, I'm Basil. This is Roland.
Yes. We represent the guild and basically, everything. We need to be on the up and up about what's going on in town and
out of town. Specifically more out of town in this circumstance.
Right, so we just wanted to check out your operation quick and maybe talk a little bit about, I don't know, maybe some things you might have seen on your way here in the past few weeks.
All right. As soon as you mentioned inspection statements insinuating that you were to see how things are going and make sure they're kind of on the, I'm doing quotes, up and up, they clam up. They don't say nothing to you. Inspectors don't get nothing. They go, "Oh, you should talk to other people. This is where we sleep. All you're going to see around here is a bunch of people doing their laundry, walking around in their underwear and talking about the crap they got to put up with."
Well, we were just mostly interested in perhaps learning about some of the people that you've performed for recently. Or not recently.
I'm sorry, buddy. We don't really talk to inspectors that much. You're going to have to talk to management for that.
Inspectors?
That's what you said. You said you were here to make sure everything's on the up and up and all that.
Oh, no, we just want to make sure that you're not here to cause trouble.
Yeah. Oh, see? Well,
I look over at the only other party member that looks like a hobo, and then I look down at myself, the other party member that looks like a hobo, and I go, do we look like inspectors?
Hey, I don't know. There's no mold for inspectors except for they're all kind of jerks. No offense meant unless you're a jerk, and then that's your fault.
Well, I suppose that's not up to me.
Sounds something like a jerk would say.
Well, in that case, I'm very sorry.
Right,
I must apologize for my conduct.
Yeah, we did not mean to sound like jerks. It's just this is a surprise, so we wanted to check it out.
Oh yeah, well, if you go over straight west of here, you'll run into a bunch of games. If you head a little up north, you'll see the big tent. They've got a tournament later for combat and whatnot. And beyond that, some food. Walk around, you'll see random entertainers walking around. You'll see some big shows like a trapeze act in the big tent later.
Awesome. Yeah, that sounds wonderful. But I'm also interested in finding out, the conditions outside of Centrevale. Like, have you seen anything peculiar in your travels recently?
I just want to make sure we're on the same page. You're asking me, a guy who works in a carnival, if I've seen anything peculiar.
Let me be more specific. Something peculiar that does not pertain to the carnival in and of itself. Maybe a suspicious audience member or strange happenings outside of the carnival where you performed.
Why don't you give me a persuasion check, Roland? See how persuasive you are.
Does he have help or disadvantage from Basil?
I'm going to leave it as neutral right now.
Okay.
Listen here, buddy. I don't really want to chat about it. I mean, come on. You're asking. Listen, hey, I tell you what. Here. Take this token. And he hands you a token, and that's good for one funnel cake over at the funnel cake vendor. Huh? Just take your time, relax, enjoy, and you know what? Talk to some people. Maybe somebody with more information will pop up for you a little later today, buddy. Right now, I'm just trying to wash my butt and my laundry.
So you're interested in a bartering system? I'm gonna fish out 5 gold pieces.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to wash my butt or laundry with that, but I'm all of a sudden interested in what you have to say. I could have somebody else wash my butt and laundry for that.
I suppose that is true. Well, I suppose I would be. Perhaps we would be able to reimburse your corporation. We're merely looking for information on these particularly suspect characters, as it's also quite likely that a carnival is quite an excellent place for them to recruit. What with so much going on and so many people in one place.
Listen, everybody who works at the carnival at one point in time could have possibly been an up-and-up citizen.
Please, sir, we work with Rin. I don't think you'll find us too interested in digging too deeply into the activities of your people. We're just worried about some of the types that might take advantage of the appearance of a carnival in town.
Wait. You work with the little halfling guy? Lots of attitude, spends a lot of time with somebody they call the alchemist?
Yeah, that's him.
I think I'm contractually obligated to disagree with the last statement, but otherwise you're correct.
Once you mention Ren, though, the guy does look at you different and goes, "Is he here?"
That depends. Should he not be?
Nobody tells Ren where he goes.
Well, Nina?
Who's Nina? Listen, I'm talking about Ren.
Yes, my apologies. I suppose you're right. Yes, he's visiting with us today.
I tell you what, you come back here with Ren, and I'll give him a bunch of information because that sounds like the stuff I would give to Ren when he showed up. Until then, I'm just a guy trying to wash my underwear. Keep your 5 gold.
Okay, that's fine. We'll make sure to pick up Ren so that he can talk to the messy underwear man. Yes. Thank you very much for your cooperation.
Pause. Fenilius.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody running around with Fenilius, or you guys just leaving him at his own devices?
Dave could go with Fenilius.
Well, technically, Fenilius can go with Fenilius, so...
Well, the guy got kidnapped once. We shouldn't let him go alone. I mean...
Well, he doesn't go anywhere alone. He's got the Feniliuses.
Grok is going around cheating at every carnival game that he can play.
Well, we'll get to that in a minute. All right, Fenilius, you're off on your own, and you have wandered into the bazaar. So there is just a ton of stuff for sale, and it's the most interesting bazaar you've ever been in. Like this stuff, there's random things from everywhere. So random, in fact, if you roll a 109-sided dice, we will give you random descriptions of items. Why don't you go ahead and roll like 3 times for me real quick.
109, okay. 57.
You see a 3-foot-tall humanoid who has pale skin. He probably weighs about 50 pounds, and he's got really pointy ears. It looks like it's supposed to be a 3-foot-tall elf. And he's there. He's like, "Hey, come buy your bread. We got Lambert-style bread. All right, it's Elvish. It's an Elvish bread. Come on, buy it. Delicious."
I've never heard of this Elvish bread. How much is it?
He kind of looks you up and down and goes, "It's gonna be 4 copper."
I feel like I have to try this. And I take out my coin purse, which is pretty good size.
Oh yeah.
And just dump some of it into my hand: gold, silver, platinum, copper. Dig through it, find 4 copper pieces, hand them over.
Hey, here you go. Never will you have felt more in tune with your Elvish heritage than you're going to feel as soon as you take a bite over Pico's delicious Lambert-style bread. You enjoy and tell all your Elvish family to come taste a piece of their heritage.
I'm very excited.
As you take a bite, it's fairly sustaining, but it tastes foul, as if it's mostly just rancid stuff.
Oh. That is that's interesting. Maybe not quite my heritage, my taste. I just don't think I'm used to it.
You know, it is a bit of an acquired taste. You know, you, sir, are a noble man with nobles. It is an acquired taste. It's like beer with toddlers. It takes a while for them to get used to it.
Oh, okay. I take another big bite.
It's the same. You're not going to get used to this.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and give me another 1D 109 roll.
42. That is the perfect roll.
You're right. That is the answer. Now we just need to find the question. Oh my gosh. You see a little old lady, and she's got one item she's sat down, crossed over. She looks like she's a human, you think. She looks like she's probably 247 years old. Just all skin and bones. Maybe she's a part of the carnival. Maybe she just showed up when people started vending stuff. And she's sitting down on a carpet, and on the end of the carpet, there's just one little closed box. And she goes, "Are you interested in one of the most magical treasures in the carnival?"
Oh, absolutely. I find all things magical to be, well, magical.
Come on over here and take a look at this, sweetie pie.
All right, and I go on over. What do you have here? What is this?
I have the most valuable compass that has ever existed that I could part with for 10 gold. This compass does not show you true north, south, west, or east, but instead, and she's holding up her little bony finger, eyes getting wider as she talks and she's excited. Instead, it shows you to a true source of income. Come here and I'll whisper the details.
Okay, I'm intrigued. I come closer.
She leans in to whisper to you, and when I say she gets uncomfortably close, I'm talking hot air on your ear close. I'm talking her chin hairs tickling your cheek close. I'm talking briefly lips graze across the bottom of your... She's not kissing you. She's just bad at whispering, okay? And it's just weird, and it smells like old. And she goes, "This compass that I'm willing to part with leads, it doesn't work outside. You have to be in a room to use it. And when you use it in a room and speak the magic word that I will only teach you after purchase, it points to the most wealthy person in the room."
Well, I'm fascinated by that.
So, do you have the gold to buy the most valuable compass that's ever existed?
I do. I have the gold, but it's magical. Do you mind if I have a little bit of magic myself. Do you mind if
I could see that from a mile away.
I'd like to cast, a spell and just see if I can figure out how it works.
Another one who doesn't believe my claim? That's good. You're a known everyday sucker. Yes, detect all the magic you would like.
All right. I cast Detect Magic.
And it's magic. And I don't know what school of magic would make it do what she said it does, but whatever school of magic that is what radiates. This compass, in fact, points to the person in the room with the most money.
I would assume it would be divination.
I feel comfortable with that. If nobody wants to argue it, I'll say it radiates divination magic.
Yeah, that seems appropriate. All right. I mean, I kind of want to test this a little bit, so sure. Once again, I take out my coin purse and dump some in my hand and sort through until I get the appropriate coin and hand it over.
All right, so she sells that to you, and you now have a compass that shows you only on the inside of a room. It'll show you who has the most money.
Yeah,
which is something that we should keep out of the hands of Ren.
You point to him all the time.
I never stole from anyone.
That's true. You know what? I apologize, Ren. I made a bad rogue joke, and you haven't earned it. I will stick to Matilda's jokes from henceforth. One more.
Please
100 D9. Jerk. Love you, Ren.
105.
Oh my god. Okay. What creepy voice do I want for this one? Right. Hey, who here is the guys addressing a group of the crowd? Who here doesn't feel lucky enough? Who would like to come to Bob's Emporium of Purchasable Luck and buy an item so valuable that it can increase your luck as needed for the rest of all the time
that you need luck. I'm just saying, step up, buy my luck item, and be luckier.
I definitely am interested in that, so I, kind of tentatively raise my hand.
Oh, you. Come on over here. I saw you talking to Bobbin the Goblin earlier. I mean, Bobbin the Elfin.
Okay.
He puts
I
his...
come forward.
This is a human. He's very large. He could have been like a horror video game butcher. He's just really big, bald, scraggly beard, not very many teeth. He's got he holds his arm up and he's got that flappy skin that hangs over. He's wearing like a tank top. And he puts his very gross arm over your shoulders and goes, "Well, okay, well, come here. Look at this." And he pulls you to the back of the bazaar, kind of away from everybody. He doesn't really ask you. He's kind of pulling you forcefully with him. And he shows you. He picks up it looks like a very small, there's a cloth over a very small, what looks like a bird cage. And he goes, "Now listen. Are you seriously interested in increasing your luck?"
I am. I've never felt quite lucky enough. I mean, everyone could use more luck, but especially me.
All right. Are you okay with things that some people may not be okay with?
I'm not sure how to answer that.
Do you find yourself doing things that other people would probably not like to do because of some internal problem, which to me reflects a lack of motivation to get things done?
I can say that I've spent a large portion of the last quite a few years doing things that most people don't want to do. I guess I have to answer, yeah.
Okay. And he takes his arm he's clinging onto you, and he smells gross. Like, this guy's never had any sort of deodorant-like product, right? I don't know what type of deodorant products exist in D&D. I haven't ruled that, but this guy's not interested in any of them. And what he does, he takes his hand that's not holding you, and he whips that cloth off, and you see it is, in fact, a small bird cage. And inside of this small bird cage is a little fairy. And the fairy is got little blonde hair put up in a little, like a bob with some bangs. It's a green dress that's very pointy on the bottom, and she's got little shoes and fairy wings. Then he picks it up and he goes, "All right, a free demonstration. All right." And he holds the cage above you and vigorously shakes the cage back and forth, ricocheting the fairy all over the inside of the cage, and some fairy dust lands on you. And now you effectively have, for the next hour, you have advantage on one roll of your choice. But I also need you to roll a D100 or a percentile dice, a straight percentile dice.
17.
Oh, you like to get close. Okay. Nothing happens. The fairy looks a little disheveled, and then he quickly puts the cloth back on top of it.
Well, I definitely feel something about this. How much?
Listen, the luck provided from this wondrous item can change the fates of empires. And if you want to be the kind of man who can change the fate of empires, then you've got to be the kind of man willing to spend whatever it takes to get the item which can do the thing. And the item that can do the thing costs 5 platinum pieces.
Oh my, that is quite expensive. But I think I am the man.
You are the man. You are, and he looks around. Everybody goes, "This is the freaking man right here. Don't anybody question it, or I'll talk to you."
I do the same thing I've done every other time. I take my coin purse out and dump some in my hand and sort through it and get 5 platinum pieces and hand them over.
All right. He will hand over the cage with the blanket on top of it.
Once he has the platinum and I have the cage, I will walk out. And when I'm out, take the cloth off the cage and open the cage and apologize to the fairy and tell her she's free to go.
The fairy's crying. The little pixie inside is crying as you open the cage and set her free. Now, just so let me read the description of this item so you know how awesome you are. It's a cage fairy. Shake the cage for magic dust. The dust grants luck bonus advantage on one roll within the next hour. Every time you shake the cage, there's a 5% chance the fairy dies from concussion.
That's horrible.
It is a horrible item. And the fairy, as you leave, she flies up. She gives you a little kiss on the cheek, and she goes, "I'll remember this."
and then she poofs away. All right, one more roll, and that'll be the last for your adventures here, fam.
106.
Oh God, I hope they don't get worse. All right, you hear the barking. That's what it's called, barkers, right? When they're trying to sell stuff to you.
Yeah.
Anyway, you hear a guy at the end of the street. A very simple man. This guy is a dwarf. He's dressed in overalls. He ain't got no shoes. He's got a fluffy straw hat, and he's got a piece of straw hanging out of his mouth. He goes, "Hey, come on down here and buy something so you can grow some good damn corn. I got a thing that'll change the way you grow corn from henceforth. Come on down and check it out. You, tall, skinny man who bought from the creepy guy, come on down and let's talk about corn."
I look around, and when it's clear that he's talking with me, I walk over. So I don't really grow corn, but I know a potato farmer. Maybe he's interested in corn. I don't know.
Let me tell you this, man. When you're growing crops, one of the biggest damn problems you run into is you got these birds coming in and eating up all the seeds of your crops, screwing up your haul, right? Birds screw up your haul, you don't get paid, your family don't eat. Sounds like a bunch of people care about starving and dying, and I've got the solution for you.
I don't know much about farming, but that sounds horrible. What I'm definitely interested in the solution.
He goes, "Listen, looky here. Listen and looky. Listen here. I've got a farmer's hat right here, similar to the one I'm wearing. See this farmer hat? 1, it is fashionably beautiful. 2, it has a function. And that function is the death and destruction of all birds trying to eat your crops. This hat, you put it on a scarecrow, and that scarecrow will come to life, sit in your field, all scary-like. It'll keep the little kids out, and it will jump out and karate panda chop every bird it sees."
Okay. How much is this hat?
This hat right here, which leads to the salvation of your farm, the protection of your family, and the growth of future generations of, what's your last name?
Silwyn.
The protection of the growth of future generation of the Sylvan bloodline is easy to buy at a gold and 5 silver.
1 gold and 5 silver?
Yes, there. 1 gold, 5 silver. We'll buy you this hat, which leads to the protection of the future lines of the, you said Sylvan? Of the Sylvan lifeline.
I mean, sure. I'll take it. Maybe my farmer friend will find this useful. I pour my coin out into my hand and sort through it and get a gold and 5 silver.
Okay, so you buy the hat. Nobody touch a hit point. Nobody touch a spell slot, or I will delete you.
Hey, you've made it to the mid-roll. This has been a fun episode so far, right? Carnival, we haven't done that yet. So, just wanted to take a short break here to thank you, as always, for listening to our little podcast here. Thank you for joining our game and kind of just playing it with us almost, you know? I'm sure you probably yelled a few times, "Oh, don't do that." I know that I have internally screamed, "Don't do that," on several occasions. Anyways, take a minute, leave us a rating and review wherever you find podcasts, tell your friends about us, and keep on listening. We really appreciate you. Alright, let's get back to the show.
Alright, who have I not done? We've done everybody besides Onyx. Onyx, I'm going to make you roll as well. But not on that list. You're going to roll on a straight, it's a D100, so do a percentile roll, and whatever you get is the activity that you walk up to.
Okay, before we start on that, I have something else to do, and then we'll do that.
What are you doing?
Okay, so everybody goes off, splits up and everything. Onyx just stands there for a second, then walks up to the first person he sees, hands out all the coin that Ren gave him, and goes, "Give me a sugary treat."
Oh my god. Give me a D10, and the higher up, the bad but more fun, and the lower down, the more wholesome it is.
10.
You walk up to a 18, 19-year-old girl. Very beautiful. Just straight up to her. I'm assuming you walk like with a purpose.
Yep.
You walk up to her and you give her. How many gold did he give you?
I don't know. He just handed me a handful of coin.
We'll say 10 gold. We'll say 10 gold. He gave you 10 gold. That fine, Ren?
Yep.
Okay. So you hand this young, beautiful 18 or 19-year-old girl who's all by herself 10 gold, and you say, and I want to quote you correctly, "Give me a sugary treat."
Yep.
The gang breaks Onyx out of jail.
That's next episode, breaking Onyx out of jail. Also, you have to register. She slaps you, she screams, and she runs off. She don't need no man. She's a strong, independent, young, beautiful teenager.
Also not a man that tries to pay her for a sugary treat.
Oh, I'd have to give Ren one of these sugary treats. That was fun.
All right. Are you going to just roll around now and look for stuff to do
Yeah.
before you get arrested? All right, give me a D100.
31.
You walk up to a bunch of people, and you see this dude going, "Hey, man, get on in here. You look at you. Look, we got a rock guy." And he comes and starts pushing you towards a group of people. Do you resist? Do you fight him? What's going on?
Okay, what?
And so he pushes you onto a multicolored dance floor, and you have just found yourself entered into a dance competition. So you can make a
Okay,
performance.
so I rolled a 13 and a 16, so I got a 13 on my performance and a 13.
All right, so you start dancing, and you're like hyped because you've never been dexterous or a performer before, and having people cheer for you gets to your ego a little bit. You're like, "Oh, this is what it feels like to be popular." So you get out there and you try to bust a move, and you try to do one of those things where you do that upside down, legs open spinning thing, and you fall. This other guy gets up. This is little elf. He gets up, and his performance is okay, but the technicality of his dancing with a natural 20 is beautiful. And he ends the dance by doing that thing where he flips into a lane position, but he lands on you, using you as the prop, clearly asserting his dancing dominance over you, as the crowd just freaks out and goes nuts on him.
You are amazing.
Hey, brother, you got some potential. Stick around here sometime, and I can teach you some moves.
Moves of what?
That's what they call it when you learn how to dance. They call it dance moves, and I can teach you something so you can be better dancer. You got potential.
Oh, I don't know how to dance.
And I believe it after watching you fall. But hey, man, thanks for coming back. Go ahead and have a good day. Swing back by later if you want to hang out, catch some action. See you later, brother.
Action, you mean fighting?
That's possible.
Okay.
You never know how the party's going to go. Just that there's going to be a party.
Okay, I go to the next random.
All right, go ahead and give me a... Oh, you did.
45.
I believe I asked you for a 39. Oh, a 29. Yeah. What's up with this? You stumble into a... You actually end up... If you look on the map here, you find yourself up here near the food tents, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a bunch of kids, and you stumble in a thing where a bunch of kids are about to play hide and seek, and you get kind of pushed in the middle of it. You're not it, so I need you to make a stealth check as Onyx decides where to hide.
I would like to give myself disadvantage for some reason or another.
Oh no, you have no disadvantage. You are now a ninja. I can't throw away a natural 20.
Okay, I got a 21.
You see Onyx mercilessly destroying these kids at hide and seek.
Actually, we don't see.
That's fair.
What I do is I actually stand there and wrap material around me, and they think I'm a tent.
It's a bunch of kids. There's kids hiding. You've hidden so well. There's kids hiding behind you. All right. Who hasn't done anything at this point? I think everybody's done a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Ren, you come back with a map. You get a map. It's of the continent you're on. You come back, and you got the map. You come back to the guy, and the guy is there. He goes, "You brought a map with you, huh? Let's take a look and see if we can find what you're looking for, pal."
There you go.
You put the map
Please.
out. He goes, "Give me a D5. 1D5. Okay. As you pull the map, he goes, "Oh, well, look over here. This is a swampland. When we were over there, the beast tamer lost control of a manticore. Man, the carnival had to pay a lot. We had to replace a whole child. Oh, Lord. If you look over here, we saw a dragon in this area. Can you believe that? Thought those suckers were gone. Turns out, spoiler alert, no, they're back and not happy about things."
Is it a swamp we already
Yeah.
visited? You spoke kind of fast for me, so did he mention the cult at all or not?
No, not yet. He's looking at the map and telling you stories you
Yeah.
don't care about.
He's just like browsing on the map. He's just saying,
He's just-
see that shit?
Yeah, he's sharing tales of past carnival stops and interesting things. All right, now let's see. Cultists. When did I last see the cultists? But you didn't ask when I last saw cultists. You asked me when we performed for the cultists. That's a different question because I last saw cultists yesterday. But when we were performing for the cultists, we were in the mountains. And he pulls up the map of the mountains, and on the very southern tip of the mountains, kind of near, it's like these are the mountains that don't separate the Vale from the elves. These are the point of the mountains to the west of the elves, where it goes up and kind of encompasses the west side of the elven territory. So kind of where there's that T. I don't know if you can imagine it, but basically, let me draw. Mountains are there, right? The Vale's down here where the one is. The elves are up here, and then there's a kind of another strand of mountains that come this way. And so he's saying the cultists are kind of in the crux of that.
I mark it on a map with a chalk. With ink, not chalk, sorry.
Oh no, it's chalk. It's canon now, bro. As soon as you close the map, it's gone. All right. So he answers the question. Says it's about there. He goes, if you really want to get there, there's a settlement. What we had to do, there's a settlement just south of there, in this Vale property. It's actually one of the last stops we came from. That settlement can get you to and from the castle in the mountains where you're going to find the cult. Looking for some entertainment to relieve some stress. I guess it's been about 4 years since they've had any pressing attacks from anybody.
And what about that guy you just talked about? You said you saw a cultist that day.
Sure. Cultists exist almost across the globe now. And there are some out here, they try to do recruiting and whatnot. You find them. They're shady individuals. Some of them are easy to spot. There was a couple walking around last night as we were setting up.
Huh. Would you be able to describe them to me?
Yeah. Humanoid with cultist robes.
That's a sad description. Would you be inclined to give more description? Have you seen their hair colors of their eyes, different face characteristic, long nose, small nose?
I see what you're asking for. Well, sit there while I tell you a tale about a 6'2" man with dark hair. He had a nice, strong, cleft jaw. He had very strong orbital features with dark eyes that looked like you stare out into the night and wonder about the purpose of existence. His shoulders were broad, strong, looked like they could carry all the world's problems. Legs like tree trunks, leading to a core strength of springing and striding. Hands that looks like they could hold your heart and soul right there in them.
I like you.
It's not the reaction I was expecting. He goes, just be careful. Those cult guys, they're not fun. Anyway, enjoy the carnival. Grok, you play 2 more games, right? You come up to a ring toss game. You can't with magic, with basic magic, make the ring go on because the ring won't fit. You can land the ring on top of it, but until you stretch the ring a little bit, it won't fit over there. The ring hole is designed too small for the bottles.
Gotcha. I'm calling shenanigans. You're cheating at this game.
And the guy goes, you too. It cancels out.
And then I'm going to cast Reduce on the bottles.
And then the third one is one of those ones where you whack the thing with the hammer, and you notice after a couple of tries that there's a spring under it, so no matter how hard you hit, the thing won't go all the way up unless you use telekinesis magic.
I'm not doing any game I cannot use telekinesis to play.
Yeah, you can use telekinesis to make the thing go ding. And once you do, at that point in time, somebody comes up and goes, hey, pal, you're cheating harder than we are at these games. We're going to have to ask you to stop playing them. We'll just give you a stuffed animal prize. Pick something.
Do you have a stuffed animal for an iron golem?
Yeah, we got a tiny one called Irony, the golem. You want it?
Absolutely.
All right, it gives you a little tough stuffed iron golem that looks suspiciously like yours.
I'm totally going to animate objects on that thing and have it kick something.
Oh, Lord. All right. Does anybody want to roll on the bizarre items?
I
Yes.
absolutely want to roll that.
Okay, Grok, we'll go ahead and since we're talking to you, go ahead and roll once. Remember, it's 1D, it's 109 options. And if we get a duplicate, we'll just have you reroll. Unless it's the bread.
I got a 4.
All right, 4. Wow. It is you come up and you see a guy going, hello, are you interested in an item that will help you open many doors in your future life?
Yeah. You have a magical key?
No. Maybe. No. What I have is better. I have 17 keys of interest on one ring.
Okay.
I cannot tell you everything that this key will unlock. But I can tell you that every key will unlock at least one thing.
You have a huge key rings that you lost the locks for.
That's what somebody mundane would think. But people who are more interesting will look at this and see the potential. Also, that's not right. What you said was not right. These are important keys that we have lost the lock for. Just 5 gold and you can have the chance to open any door you come across.
Is it magical?
Life is magical.
And the keys are not. No, I think I'll pass.
Okay, as you go to move on, I will tell you what the item was. It is a 17 key ring that has a 5% chance of opening a lock you find. Once the key has opened something, it will never fit another lock. All right, Onyx, what did you roll?
41.
Oh, wow, I like this one. You walk up and you see a guy go, "Hello, mister. Would you be interested in having the ability to communicate to everything that exists underneath the sun? If so, I have a wonderful snack for you.
Huh?
You know how you make words and people understand, and sometimes you make words and people don't understand. If you would like to get around that problem, I have a wonderful snack for you.
You have food? Okay.
I present to you my little friend here." And you see a little guy go, "Hello!" And it's a small little talking mushroom. "My name's Frank and I'm a fun guy." All you have to do is eat Frank, and then you can talk to anybody for about 1 hour of times.
So what if I just talk to Frank?
Well, that'd be wonderful. I'm certainly happier with that than being eaten.
Okay.
If you would like to have him, it'll be 25 gold and 4 copper.
25 gold.
And 4 copper.
How many's that?
Are you going to buy it?
Yeah.
And so you hold your purse out open for him to help you count the money?
Yep.
Give me a persuasion check. You find, if you ever do accounting on your books, you find yourself 30 gold and 10 copper lighter. And then now you get Frank the fun guy. Just so you know, his stuff works like this. A fungus that when eaten lets you speak and understand all languages for an hour. Once the effect ends, you forget how to speak for 1 day.
That would be wonderful. Onyx, please eat it.
I would be great if you didn't eat me.
Have you talked to a bear named Dave?
No, not yet. But man, I've seen some people talk to some weird things after eating my friends and my parents and my children.
That's the solution. We'll just have Dave eat them.
Okay, Frank, too small to ride on. Here, sit on my shoulder.
I'm terrified. So you put the little fun guy on his shoulder.
Yeah. Oh, you're terrified? I thought your name was Frank. Sorry, terrified.
Oh, it's Frank. I'm so sorry. My name's Frank. Didn't mean to confuse you. All right, Ren, do you want to roll on the list of stuff?
Sure, why not? 97.
So you come up to a guy, and this guy goes, "Hey, bud. Hey, buddy, come on over here. I've got a business opportunity of a lifetime for you."
Mm-hmm. Well, let's see. Ring goes over him and just stands waiting for what's gonna happen. Is he the kind of trench coat guy with like a false watch you get when you get to New York?
First of all, he's never been to New York. This is a fantasy character. Second of all, rude. He goes, "Hey, little man, are you the kind of guy who likes to have items that are both unique and potentially wealth generating?"
Well, it depends. What are we talking about, mate?
He looks to the left and he kind of looks to the right and he opens the trench coat a little bit, and on the inside you see a bunch of vials. And he pulls one and he goes, "This vial, my friend, it brings luck to a certain population of people, and it contains stuff that is both rare and valuable. You can either use it or collect it. Not my deal. My deal is just to get it into the hands of somebody who will appreciate it all the way.
And how would that cost me?
This item right here, I could let go of this for 10 gold pieces straight, brother. And do you want to know what you would be getting for 10 gold pieces?
Yeah.
You would be getting a vial of unequaled rarity, one that would contain the hairs of at least 4 different princesses from 4 different kingdoms."
Wow, that sounds very cool, but I want to check to see if it's just like an snake oil vendor or sort of. Just like I want to
Hey,
see if he's trying to sell me some crap.
All right, you want to do an insight to see if he's telling you what he thinks the truth is? Yeah, he's telling you what he thinks the truth is. As far as he knows, that's the hares or princesses.
Well, do you have let's say, a certificate of authenticity, or maybe a proof that what you're trying to sell me is the real thing?
Hey, man, having the hairs of different princesses isn't the type of thing that you get an certificate of authenticity from, because you don't usually get the hair of different princesses through upstanding and legal means. It takes a bit of a creepy personality to run around all these young, beautiful princesses and start plucking hairs out of them. 3 of the girls came from their head. 1 of them came from their beard. Hey, Dwarven princesses have beards.
Rin just laughed. He gives him the 10 coins, and he just like, all right, well, I guess the story itself worth at least 10 gold.
Yeah, so this will be a great item for you to have, because it's a small vial that contains the hairs of princesses, and they are said to bring luck to brides.
I hate you so much.
So while Roland and Basil are looking for Rin, I'm sure that we would encounter 1 or 2 of these guys.
Yeah, Basil, let's get you first. Would you give me a 109 random roll? Unless you don't want to.
I mean, 1 second.
Roland rolled a 91.
Yeah, we'll do rolling real quick. All right, Roland, you come up on a guy. This guy goes, hey, buddy, come here. Are you interested in having the power of all the 9 hells at your fingertips? Are you interested in having a momentum item showing the dominance of those idiotic devils as they try to invade our planes and take everything over? I have the world's greatest snow globe for you. Come and take a look, buddy. Come on.
Oh, all right.
Scoot it, buddy. Let's get in here.
Excuse me, Basil. Yes, what do you have here, friend?
He holds up a little snow globe, and he shakes it. And as he shakes it, you see a very tiny demon lord and a snow globe. And the whole time, the demon lord goes, "Let me out of this place and let me do my evil deeds. Because nobody can hold me inside this globe forever. And when I get out, I will destroy all of those things. Everything."
Aha. Well, that is an interesting item.
And he looks at the guy and goes, "You can't hold me in here forever." And then he shakes it real quick and goes, "Hey, stop! Ting, ting, ting. Hey, be quiet. I'm trying to get you a new home on a shelf somewhere where you have a view."
Right. So, it seems interesting.
9 sweet gold. You can have the globe containing Estacula.
Estahua?
Estacula. He points to the little guy. This guy. And he shakes it and goes, "Stop shaking. When I get out of here, brother, I'm going to tear you up."
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
I see 9 gold. Roland will dig around in his pouch. He will produce 9 gold. Kind of stare at the guy for a second. Just kind of... Now I'm trying to figure out why I would... Yeah, I'll give him the 9 gold. And take the demon snow globe.
Perfect. He'll look at you very softly and say, "Just don't break it."
Okay.
All right, Basil, you rolled an trace.
Maybe. I don't know what you just said.
We said 93.
Then yes.
Perfecto. You walk up to a guy. No, you see a guy who just looks gross. Hey, you're the flippy boy I heard about, right?
That might be.
Well, flip on over here. I got a product that I think would be right up your alley.
I tumble my way over.
That was damn impressive that you just did the flips like that. Now the flippy boy accent, or the flippy boy title, makes a lot more sense. Anyway, I got an item that I heard monks need more than anybody. So this is divine timing. And he holds up a bar of soap.
Oh. That does look useful.
Now, this ain't no regular bar soap, okay? This soap does all the cool stuff. Like, it's pretty much a problem solver for people. Like soap. So, but his soap is magic. No, I don't know if it's magic. This soap is magnificent because of the material it's made out of. It ain't no wimpy soap. This is soap for men.
Manly men soap. You're a manly man, right? You're a strong guy, right?
He looks at his not noodle, but rather thin arms.
Yeah, no,
Wiry.
you're thin, but you're wiry, right? Like, you're a strong guy. Well, this here was made from the stomach of a basilisk. You know what a basilisk is?
No?
It's the thing that looks at you with its dumb little underdark eyes and turns you into a rock like you were misfortunately dating a Medusa.
Oh. I don't see how that makes for good soap.
Hey, you ain't used the soap yet, though, have you?
I suppose I haven't.
Then you have no damn idea how good this soap is. You only
Well,
have the words of me.
That is why I did say that I don't see how that would make for good soap, yes.
Yeah, well, I get it, but you're not a soap connoisseur yet. Once
I'm
you
not.
have basilisk stomach soap, trademark pending, you ain't never going back. You will say nope to soap on a rope.
I don't. Okay. Well, what does it do?
Well, it cleans you really well.
So it's just a highly effective soap.
Just a highly effective soap? Just a highly effective... Is the Defenders of the Veil just a highly effective guild? That seems like an insulting way to put things when you put it that way.
I'd be quite happy to be described as highly effective. I'm sorry, I perhaps had just expected the soap to be a little bit more spectacular.
Have you used the soap yet? Come
well-
here. Come here, you doubtful flippy boy. Come here. And he walks over to a bowl of water.
I roll over to the bowl.
Wash yourself. And he hands you.
Okay. I will do as the man says.
Your hands that you wash are magnificently clean. They feel... Have you just ever had a really good shower when you don't feel good and it makes you feel amazing?
Mm-hmm.
That's how you feel.
Do I feel like if I start flipping, I won't be able to stop because I'll keep slipping on bowl surfaces?
No, you're not extra
Okay.
slipping.
Okay, good.
It's clean.
Okay, good. Oh, well, this is... You're correct. It is quite a spectacular soap.
I can sell you 2 bars for 3 gold. And I got as many bars as you feel like buying.
Well, it could be a rather lovely gift for someone. Yes, I think I shall take 2 bars.
All right, he takes your gold. He hands you 2 bars that come in a box. And he says,
How
thank
lovely.
you for your business. You keep
Please tell
flipping.
the basilisk I said thank you as well.
Okay. He looks kind of weird for a second.
Oh, also, my good soap salesman, a quick question, if I may.
Yeah, first you lather and then you rinse.
No, it's not about the soap. Contrary to popular belief, I do know how to use soap.
Okay. What can I help you out with? First,
Well-
you should compliment a lady's eyes before you ask her out on the date.
It's not what I was going to ask, but thank you for the free advice. You being a, soap salesman, you do business with a lot of questionable people. I don't know where the correlation between needing soap and being questionable is, but I'm certain I'll find it soon, so just bear with me. None of those potential customers you think would perhaps be a member of a cult, perhaps a cult that likes to wash its hands?
So are you asking me if I've done business specifically with members of a cult?
Yes. Or if you've just seen any of them poking around with their grabby, dirty little fingers.
I'm gonna need more specifics. Which cult?
The hand ones. The hands may or may not be dirty. I haven't really looked. But
Are you asking me
You've
if I've
noticed?
dealt with cultists who have a hand?
Well, I suppose in a way, technically that is what I'm asking, but that's perhaps not the best way to describe it. I don't know, just, cult.
Which cult?
I don't know how many cults there are.
Oh, there's thousands.
Thousands?
Yeah.
Why don't we tell me about the thousands of cults?
Well, I don't know who tells you stuff.
Clearly not someone who's well informed about cults.
All right, well, which cult do you worry about?
I believe they're referred to quite commonly as the Hand.
Oh, the hand. Yeah, those jerks. Yeah. I've
Right,
ran into
well-
some hand people before.
Yes, well, I was wondering if perhaps you could inform me on where you last saw them?
Well, the last
You see,
stop
we're doing an
at-
investigation.
Well, oh, an investigation? No, I don't know anything, sir. I gotta go. He starts packing up his soap vendors.
We're not inspectors. We're just investigating the hand.
My hands are clean, sir. Clean. I
Not
wash
your
them carefully,
hands.
so-
Of course, your hands are clean. You're a soap salesman.
It's only his hands are clean. He's pretty dirty for the rest of the part.
Listen, you pungent fellow. Please. I'm just seeking information about the hand. I could not care less about what you and your carnival get up to. You're lovely people, but it's not, that's none of our business.
So you're asking me if I've had any dealings with the hand. The last place we stopped specifically was the hand's castle.
Castle? They have a castle?
Yeah, what do you think? They just hang out in like alleys?
Is it in the shape of a hand?
They did have a weird table.
Ah, hand table. I should have known. How dastardly.
Dastardly is a great. You know what? Those SOBs wouldn't buy my soap.
Well, that's their loss. It's quite spectacular. Not the point, though. Could you perhaps, I don't know, tell me where I could find this castle? It's of the utmost importance.
Man, I'm just a soap vendor.
Do you know someone who could tell me the location of the castle? Perhaps for a small sum of gold.
Oh, did you say gold? You want me to tell you something for gold? That's way different.
Mm-hmm. I jingle my gold pack. My pouch.
Sounds like a lot of potential for stuff, but man, until that gold changes hands, that's all it is potential.
I pull out 5 pieces of gold.
And he holds his hand out for you.
Okay. You see, I've got a handful of gold. I'm going to give you a handful of gold. And then you can give me information on the location of the hand. Does that sound fair?
That's the general agreement, but it all starts with your kind donation.
Yes, of course. And I give him 5 gold.
Alright, he takes 5 gold. He goes, yeah, and he basically tells you the same place that the guy told Rin. So now you and Rin have the same information. So if you get to the group first and one up Rin, then it makes his information gathering useless.
Before I leave this man, I will look upon him and I say, would you mind if I were to offer a suggestion?
I like making money. Is it a money-making suggestion?
Potentially. I don't know if this is perhaps a technique only used in Centrevale, but you can use the soap on the rest of your body. You know this. The soap man is battling his inner demons as we speak.
Well, that was kind of rude of you to say. What are you saying? I don't wash?
Well, I sniff the air. Does it smell of stinky soap man?
He does. That's exactly the smell.
Well, I just think perhaps it would be better to demonstrate the effectiveness of your product from a effective distance.
Alright. At this point in time, we're going to be in this carnival. We can do a couple different things, but I'm pretty sure that if you have the opportunity, you guys would like to see if there's a magic item vendor. Like a good vendor. Is that accurate?
I do like magical items.
I do.
Alright, so I need a couple of dice rolls to determine the type and size of the place. So I need a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, a D8, and the higher you roll, the better. Ren rolled a 6. So Ren, you're out. I need you to roll 1d6, Croc. And then the numeric is not based off of the bigger or smaller, so 5.
I got a 5.
Alright, and Rick. Are you guys shopping? You guys gonna shop?
I'm totally gonna be shopping too.
I'd like to shop for magic items.
I might.
Alright. So then what I'll do is, as you're going through the bazaar, I'll have you each individually find a guy. So I'll have you each roll a d6 when I ask for it, not before, to see which magic guy you're able to find. Because the bazaar is ever moving and changing. It's a very amorphous group. It's weird because vendors are moving their stalls occasionally, trying to, like Walmart, keep it fresh for you. Grok, give me a percentile dice roll. If you get above a 50, I'll let you roll twice.
66.
That is, in fact, above a 50. So roll 1d15 twice.
12 and a 12.
You find a older gentleman with an assortment of scrolls and tomes. As you go through, you find that he in fact has 2 scrolls, which are magic scrolls. It is a divine scroll, however, and it is a divine scroll of hold animal.
Let's go, stupid pass.
Give me one more 1d15 since you rolled the same number.
11.
It's also a divine scroll of Glyph of Warding.
I think I have that spell.
I think you do too. Rick, do you want to go next?
Sure.
Go ahead and give me a D6 and a
I
percentile
do
dice.
need to have that spell.
Okay, so you'll pass on them?
Yep.
Okay.
1 and 54.
Okay, so the 54 means you're going to be able to roll twice on the item once we find out how many you get. And you rolled a 1. All right, so give me 2 1d9s. And if you get the same number, roll another one.
5.
So you get a 3 and a 5? All right, number 3, you come up to a vendor who has a couple of different magic items laid out. The two that you notice is there is a buckler that is a battered-looking shield, but it's engraved with runes of strength. And then there is a translucent ichor contained in a square crystal flask, so a potion. And the guy tells you one is a buckler that is of magic strength, and one is a potion that will make you invisible.
I would be interested in the potion.
The guy tells you it'll be 250 gold.
I will pour my coins into my hand and count out 250 gold and give it to him.
Perfect. Ren, your turn, sir. I need you to roll a 1d6 and a
I
percentile
rolled a
dice.
1 and a 48.
All right, so you get to roll 1d12.
And it's a tree.
You find a vendor who has a scroll, and on this scroll, there's actually 2 spells. One is shield, and one is whispering wind. So it's actually 2 scrolls and 1 scroll sleeve, and for that it's 175 gold.
Shield and what?
Shield and whispering wind.
I'm gonna bring that thing.
So do you want that?
How much is this?
175 gold total.
I don't have that. So I'm gonna pass.
Okay. Basil, 1d6 and a percentile dice roll.
It's a 2 on the D6 and a 47 on the D100.
All right, you gotta roll 1d11.
8.
You come up and you're looking at an armorer, and the armorer pulls you aside and goes, "Looky here, this masterwork shield once belonged to the half-orc archer Hasek, who died in the siege of Maywood. And it's effectively just a heavy steel shield with +1 shield."
Sorry, I don't think I know anyone that would want that. Maybe a historian?
All right, so you're passing.
Yes.
Onyx, give me a d6 and a percentile dice roll.
6 and 56.
All right, 6. Look at you. This is perfect. Of course, you would roll the one that's designed around wands. All right, roll 2 times on a 1d11.
A 4 and a 9.
You find a wand of cure moderate wounds and a wand of slow. It's 225 gold for the cure light. It's 1,350 gold for the cure moderate wounds wand, and it's 9,675 gold for the slow wand.
So you have stick and lots of money for it. I'll have to tell my friend Robbie Jean about your stick, but I don't think I want it.
All right, and Roland, give me a d6 and a percentile dice roll.
2 and 44.
All right, give me a d12. I'm sorry, a d13. A 6. That's again a +1 heavy shield, a distinctive shield inlaid with electrum. It's a +1 shield. And I'm going to assume you're not going to spend money on that.
Yeah, I'll pass.
Who am I missing? Grok rolled, Ren rolled, Finn rolled, Roland rolled, Basil rolled. Onyx, that's everybody, right? All right, who wants to give me a d15?
I'll do it. A 6.
As you guys kind of meet up while you're in the bazaar, you finally come back together as a group. And as you guys are chatting, you just hear this dwarf complaining about trolls. "Oh, look at the troll again, just doing crap. Rains, it's probably the trolls. This cult was probably founded by bastard trolls." And he's also hammering away on weapons. And he's got this magnificent looking weapon shop. And as you go up to the shop, you see he's up there, and you guys are kind of looking at the stuff. And he goes, "If you're looking to buy something, let me introduce you to one of the greatest items I've ever made. This ornate weapon is said to lead the one who wields it to wealth and glory." And he shows you a great sword, and the great sword is very magnificent. If you were to put it on a scale of 1 to 3, it would be a 3 magnificent.
How does it lead you to wealth and glory?
Well, usually you use it to cut down the damn trolls that are in your way to wealth and glory.
I'd rather blow them up.
I don't know if anybody's interested in a +3 magical greatsword.
How much?
Are you going to kill trolls with it?
Plus stuff, yes.
18,000 gold.
Is this enough?
And it's definitely not enough.
No. A lot more. Do one of you guys want to help your friend count to 18,000?
I gave most of my money to my wife and my people down below.
Rin just like comes around the corner behind Onyx with some sort of sweets, and seeing the sadness in his eye because he cannot buy the greatest sword +3. It just gives him some sort of tacos and a bag of like sweets, and just like pats him on the knees because, well, that's how tall he is.
Ooh, Rin! I asked somebody for some sugary treats.
Wait,
I like your thinking. Here, you have some too. And I slap him.
wait, I changed my mind. I do want the great sword.
Rin just fall on his ass.
You're going to buy it?
Just let me check something real quick.
If you guys want, we can get rid of all of the inspiration that you guys have. We'll just wipe everybody's inspiration. And I will let you pick one of the 6 types, and we'll see if, and we'll let you guys maybe roll for an item or 2 to possibly buy on the 1 to 6 types. But we'll make it a little bit more selective for you.
Whoa.
And no, I'm not gonna buy the sword.
Okay. So we have a trader, an armorer, a weaponsmith, an alchemist, a scribe, and a wandwright. And I've got it set to Metropolis, which is the biggest it can be. If you guys agree, we can wipe all the inspiration. You'll get inspiration in the future again. I'm not too stingy with them. Not that you guys use them anyway. And then we will let and see what items pop up if you guys want to look and try to stack the odds in your favor.
I'm cool with that. I just really quickly wanted to say, if Basil is around when Onyx is talking to the guy, Basil would just offer to pay for the sword for him if he can't afford it.
What do you think to that, Alex?
Alright, I have my halberd and I have my sun sword, but it's very shiny. You don't
remember how much he said it was.
It's 18,000, but
Oh yeah, I can pay that.
he would like it, but he don't need it because his halberd. He uses the halberd more than he would.
Well,
Yeah,
no, it's a
because
gift
of
for his
distance.
friend.
It's a reach thing.
I'm sure it's very pretty, and honestly, maybe he could give it to his wife or something.
Oh, anniversary present.
Yeah.
What does everybody think about wiping that inspiration out?
I'll take
I'm
mine
good
out so
with
people can get stuff.
Yeah, I'm cool with it.
I'll give up the inspiration I don't have for this.
Okay. So we have 6 options. We have trader, armorer, weaponsmith, alchemist, scribe, and wandwright. Trader probably has a mix of everything, and everybody else is pretty specific to that field.
Well, apparently, I've got to talk to Brecht.
So which sub shop would you like to look into?
I want to check out the one with a little bit of everything.
Anybody have a problem with that?
I think the one with a little bit of everything is probably best for us.
Yeah. So far, I see items from 600 gold to 120,000.
That much I can't pay. 18,000 I can cover, but that much is a bit much.
All right, everybody give me a percentile dice roll, and anybody who gets above a 60% gets to make a roll on this. All right, we got 2 rolls. We got Ren and Roland. Ren, why don't you go ahead and roll first? You're going to roll 1d13. And Roland also roll 1d13. A mantle of spell resistance.
Huh. It's kind of like a beautiful cloak with shinies on it.
You have advantage on saving throws against spells while wearing the cloak.
How much would that cost?
It's 30,000 gold.
Well, I would have to take a look at the vendor, and it says something like, I think I would have to just take a look at my bank account and maybe just come back to you on that. Just keep it for me.
I
If
get it,
it's
my good sir.
30,000, I can help Rin with it.
I get it, my good sir. I've been poor before as well.
He just don't know how
Damn.
much he got. He wasn't here.
He wasn't here when you gave us the.
Oh, I'm aware that Rin decided to miss the days where I handed out gold like a crazy man.
How much was it?
A lot.
Were the rest of the party?
No, I
already
meant
there?
this item.
Oh, 30,000.
30,000. Yeah, I could cover that. Basil would offer to cover that for Rin, like he did with the whatever it was.
Damn it, man!
Well, he's a monk. They're supposed to. I'm pretty sure they're supposed to be like pious or whatever, generous.
And the last thing that you will see is a figurine of wondrous power, ebony fly. It's a thing that turns into a fly, a wondrous item.
So it's some sort of idol. Oh, okay.
How much is it?
Ebony fly statue is curved in the likeness of a horsefly and can become a giant fly for up to 12 hours and can be ridden as a mount. Once it has been used, it can't be used again for 2 days. It has a fly speed of 60 feet, 19 hit points, 11 armor class. Pretty mediocre stats except for the move speed.
I don't want it.
And it's 10 grand.
Expensive for a big fly. We can just cast fly. Forget the fly.
All right. Anybody have anything else they want to do?
I'm gonna pay for that thing that Rin wanted. I don't remember what it was.
30,000 mantle of spell resistance.
Mantle of spell. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. I have enough for that. Yeah. 30,000.
Well, buddy, I cannot say anything other than thank you. And if I ever get my cut of the deal, you can basically reimburse yourself for that.
I wouldn't worry about it too much, Ren. This wealth was earned together and should be shared as such.
You ain't spending mine.
We're going to go ahead and end the episode there. Thanks for coming along and listening to us play some Dungeons & Dragons. We hope you had a good time. And join us next time with Defenders of the Veil as we try to find dragons to slay.
Hi, this is Mallory. I do the voice of Robbie John, and I wanted to say thank you for joining us for another episode of Defenders of the Veil. If you would like to hear more of Defenders of the Veil, you can find us at Podbean, Spotify, iTunes, and pretty much anything else that plays podcasts. You can also find us on Twitter at Defenders Veil and Facebook, Defenders of the Veil. Our episodes come out weekly, and we would love for you to share us with your friends. We hope that you will join us again soon. Thanks again.
All right. I love this because I found a random thing that has like 109 things you would find. And your character doesn't realize this. Although you are very perceptive, I'm assuming you're in like sensory overload with everything going on.
Yeah.
Is that fair? The description is Lambus-style bread, an off-brand elvish baked good made by off-brand elves. They might just be goblins, actually. And so what happened is a goblin who painted himself and put on fake ears to look like an elf sold you some elvish heritage bread. At least, hey, I gave her a cool title. That sounds way better than Matilda, the potion lady. The Alchemist at least makes her seem like she belongs in a James Bond movie.
I'm not answering any of that.
Tilda, so she could be M.
No, please, no.
Oh, bro, if she's the alchemist, freaking, she could turn your lead finger into a gold finger.
Or a butterfinger.
You know what? If you don't want to die another day, I'd knock it off.
Hold on, I need to furiously scribble notes for Ren's character ending.
I swear, I wish I had the second half word allowed. Can't see much.
Matilda the Alchemist. M.
Ominous.
By the way, when you were like, "Hey, this is Basil," and he was like, "Hey, this is Ron," I was like, "This is my brother Daryl, my other brother Daryl." It brought me back to my childhood watching TV shows with my grandma because that show's older than I am.
What show is that?
Is that the Bob? One of the Newhart shows or something like that?
Bob? Like the builder? The cat?
No, Bob Newhart. He's a comedian, had a bunch of TV shows.
Oh, I know that. I'm sorry.
It was the Newhart show. It was a guy. Yeah. It was a guy named Larry. He'd go, "Hi, my name's Larry. This is my brother Daryl. And this is my other brother Daryl." And it was their names are funny. Anyway, sorry, I'm old. And anybody older than me is just ancient. It's decided.
Okay.
What'd you say, Sonny?
What's a polar bear's favorite food at Taco Bell?
Yes, Rick, you can't stop. You can do it.
Burritos.
No, it's not. They don't like them. They don't like it. It's too spicy.
What do you call a polar bear dentist? A molar bear.
You shouldn't, though. You should call it a problem and a danger.
Is Craig still there?
Craig is still here.
All right, let's try one more, and then we'll get back to Craig or getting. Hold on. Oh, grizzly bear puns. No, these are bad. These are too bad for me.
I didn't know there was a line.
What's a wet bear called? A drizzly bear.
Grizzly bear? Well, if that didn't make Craig leave, then I don't know what will.